that togetherness on the pitch tonight.
Yeah, there's quite a few who've had first-team substitute appearances this season, isn't there, or have been on the bench to experience the first-team squad. I mean, the likes of Isaac Price and Ryan Astley and Reece Welch, etc. But that counts, doesn't it? And they'll be delighted to play in front of fans at Goodison Park here.
Do you know what, Ali? It's great as a youngster being called up to train with the first team. It happened quickly for me at Doncaster. I was only 16 though when I got called up, and I made my debut at late 16-year-old. So it was kind of different. But when you get that call up to go and train with the first team, he's fantastic. I remember Billy Kenny getting a call up to come and train with us, and Michael Branch getting a call up to come and... They were only 15, 16, and wow. You think they'd freeze, but the kind of players that they are, you relish it. You relish that opportunity. So it's only good experience training with the first team. They should take it out on here and be so comfortable at under 23 level. But it doesn't happen always that way.
Well, one such player who's leading the line tonight and has had first-team experience is Lewis Dobbin, who's still only 19 and, of course, has had a handful of appearances as a substitute in the Everton first-team squad. So let's continue our little feature now about getting to know you a little bit more. Lewis Dobbin.
Baby. Fast and Furious. Liverpool. Rafael Garcia. Tyler Onyango. Lando Norris. Steak. Maldives.
Well, let's hope that Lewis Dobbin can find the back of the net here at Goodison Park tonight. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Because Everton need the points. He's got goals for the under-23s, but scoring at Goodison is quite something, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I've happened to do it in the Gladys Street end as well, which is even better. But Lewis he's very, very lively. We know he's got great potential. He's got an eye for a goal, and that's his first and foremost. When he picks the ball up, he thinks, can I attack? And that's great for a young lad.
Who do you think will support him today? Rafael Garcia starts the game.
And, Rafael's quite lively himself. He's a busy lad. I've seen him come on a couple of occasions as substitute and change the game. He's getting this opportunity to start the game. So I'm sure he'll be well up for it. You'll see him run all over the pitch. He gives his all in an Everton shirt.
And we expect the familiar back three that David Unsworth had been playing. You think he'll stick with that, given the personnel that we've got?
Yeah, I would think so. I don't think John will change too much. I know he'll like to get it down and into midfield and play. He'll not look for the long ball so much. But when the midfield players get it, the first and foremost, they've got to look forward and look down the sides for the likes of Dobbin up front, because that's where they're going to hurt Chelsea. But defensively, they've got to be very, very solid tonight. And I'm sure with Gerrard in the team, with his communication now, he should be talking all game. He's played with the first team, he's trained with them all season. He should now be the more experienced player in this 23, and he should organise that defence.
Well, there is experience, again in inverted commas, in the heart of midfield, because Tyler Onyango starts this game, and we caught up with him earlier as he was continuing his preparations for tonight. Yeah, delighted to be joined pitchside as we continue the build-up to kick-off Everton against Chelsea. Tyler Onyango. Tyler, looking forward to playing tonight, but playing here again at Goodison Park.
Yeah, I mean, playing at Goodison is always a special occasion. I think no matter what the game, whether it's first team, under 23s, youth cup with the under 18s, it's always amazing to play here. I mean, yeah, I love it.
And can you pass on a little bit of experience from playing on this Goodison Park turf with the first team, of course? You've had a few appearances as a substitute this season.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think playing in front of a full house at Goodison, a little bit different tonight, of course, so yeah, I can give little bit of advice to the younger lads and stuff, and put an arm around the shoulder whenever they need it and stuff like that. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's an important game, this, isn't it? Everton and Chelsea. Only 4 points separate the two sides, and you drew 1-1 down there earlier in the season, so looking to get the better of them tonight.
Yeah, we drew them early on in the season, as you said, and it was a tough game. We played well. I think they scored very late on, from a set piece. So we know they're a good side, but I think we're a good side too. So yeah, we need to beat them. I think we know, as a group, how important it is to win tonight. Obviously we're both down in the bottom end of the table, which isn't where we want to be, but a win tonight and it should hopefully put us in a good position to stay up in the league here.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle the last few games, but how's the spirit amongst the lads anyway, despite those results?
Yeah, I think there's been a few tough results for us as a group 23s, but I think we always remain positive. We train hard, we're a good group of lads, honest lads and stuff, so yeah, we always put the work in, and yeah, hopefully a better result tonight, yeah.
Time to shine for not just you, a few others this evening.
Yeah, I mean, the whole group's a great team, strong team. Obviously a few like Jared and things like that have dropped down, help us. So yeah, I think it should be a few good performances hopefully, and yeah, should get the 3 points.
And just a final quick word, it's John Ebrell now, not David Unsworth, who obviously you know well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was a bit of a shock for us lads. We didn't know anything about it. So Unzi came and spoke to us the other day and said that he's leaving. Obviously he wants to go and prove himself in the men's game, which is what all of us in the 23s want to do as well. He's always told us that 23 should be a stepping stone to first team. So yeah, it's good for him, all the best to him. I mean, I've worked with him since I was 16. He gave me a chance to play in the 23s, so nothing but praise for him. And then obviously now John Ebrell again, work closely with him, and yeah, I think his idea might be slightly different to Unzi's, but both top coaches and stuff, so I think it should be good tonight.
Well, Tyler, we wish you all the best. Good luck for tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
A very warm welcome from inside Goodison Park. Only the second league game the Everton under-23s have played here this season, and as we head towards the end of the campaign, the Blues are aiming to finish on a high. And following the departure of David Unsworth this week, John Ebrell takes charge of the under-23s, having gained valuable experience alongside Unsworth for a considerable period. Alongside me, Ian Snowden, here at Goodison Park, the Blues, the young Blues, getting the chance to experience the atmosphere here and the hallowed Goodison turf more than anything else.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Some of the boys have already played here. Most of the boys have already played at Goodison. So, but it's nice. Got a good little crowd behind us as well. Chelsea already out on the pitch waiting for our boys, and here they come. But yeah, just having a look at our team. Yeah, I will only know the system that John's going to play because I've looked at it myself, and I'm thinking, are we going to play 4 at the back, 5 at the back? Are we going to play 3 up front? So only time will tell when we kick off what system our boys are going to play.
Well, Jared Branthwaite leads the team out, and he does have that first team experience, and of course scored his one and only Everton goal against Chelsea, tonight's opponents. And we should reiterate that Chelsea sit below Everton in the Premier League table. Everton in 12th place on 26 points from their 23 games played. Chelsea 13th place, 22 points from their 22 games played. So Everton have 3 to play including this, Chelsea 4 including this game. Let's have a look at the Everton lineup then. Lewis Dobbin is leading the Everton attack. There he is, the centre forward, Lewis Dobbin, 19 years of age. He's made 5 appearances for the first team as a substitute, 3 of them in the Premier League, but he'll be wanting to add to his 5 goals in the league that he has for the under-23s so far this season. So Everton lining up like this, Harry Tyra in goal. It's interesting as to whether they go with the back 4 or the 3 centre-backs, but Stanley Mills, Elijah Campbell, Reece Welch, Jared Branthwaite, Isaac Price, Charlie Whittaker, Tyler Onyango, who you heard from just a few minutes ago, Lewis Dobbin, Tom Cannon and Rafael Garcia. Head coach there, as you can see now, John Ebrell in charge of the under-23s. Chelsea lining up with a side that shows, well, just 4 changes from their last game, which is the 1-0 defeat at the hands of Manchester United on April the 8th, so only a week ago. Bergstrom continues in goal, and we expect Brooking, Humphreys and Williams across the back, possibly with Mbayama as well. with Barlow and Simons in the midfield two, the defensive midfield positions. Ahead of them, Rankin, Webster and Vale, and possibly Jude Soonsup Bell leading the attack. No real names for Chelsea, given probably the fact that they loan most of their under-23s out, Snods.
Yeah, they really do. And I know it was probably 12 months ago to 2 years ago that they had more out on loan than I could ever imagine. But I'm just looking at our lineup, Al, and I think it's a flat back four. I think it's we've just got a false start there.
False starts, and Chelsea players failing to take the knee, and that's what the players are doing right now. Our referee is Paul Marsden, and he does now get the game underway. Just checks again with his assistants, and we are ready to go. So it is looking like a back four for Everton tonight, so a change in formation from John Ebrell, the Everton boss for the under-23s.
Yeah, the back four looks as though Stanley Mills is going to play right back, and Elijah Campbell's going to play left back. So flat back four, different to what David Unsworth has been playing recently. He's been playing with a five at the back. So but I think the Garcia's going to play wide on the left hand side, and Whittaker wide on the right hand side, Al. So that leaves Cannon and Dobbin the two front runners. Yeah,
we'll see exactly how it unfolds as the evening progresses, but certainly looking that way in the early stages here at Goodison Park. Welcome to everybody on Everton's official YouTube channel tuning in for coverage tonight, and all the official members, of course, can watch all the under-23 games live. Jared Branthwaite on the ball for Everton, who are attacking the Park End goal in the opening 45 minutes here. Here's Garcia, just tried to throw that little dummy, but didn't quite come off, but he does have the ball back at his feet. A flair player, Snods, would you call him?
Yeah, he is. He's very, very lively. He's direct. At times he just needs to calm down a little bit when he gets the ball. Don't be in too much of a hurry, but there's no doubt he's got energy about his game.
The ball is long from Bergstrom, the Finnish goalkeeper, between the posts for Chelsea. Pretty tall goalkeeper as well, by the looks of it. Ball sent wide for Whittaker. Just brushed off his head and is put into touch by Bashir Humphreys, the skipper of this Chelsea under-23 side.
It'll be interesting to see how Whittaker does out wide right, because for me, Al, he needs to be involved. He needs to be in that number 10 role, to be quite honest, or as a striker, to be quite honest. So I think he might, unless we can get the ball out to him quite regularly, he might be wasted out there, Charlie Whittaker.
Free kick awarded inside the Chelsea half. We're only 2 minutes into this one at Goodison Park, and in terms of the fans inside the stadium tonight, the majority of them are behind us, because the main stand is not open to fans. It's the Bullens Road side of the ground which houses the supporters. So as you're looking from our camera position, it does look as though it's empty, but it's not.
No, there's quite a few behind us, but it's very, very quiet.
It is. We need to whip up an atmosphere, Snods.
We certainly do.
Although, as so often is pointed out in professional football, sometimes it's up to the players to generate that atmosphere.
I think it's down to the players most of the time, Alex. What you produce on the pitch gets the fans going, and we only knew that when we beat Newcastle in the dying minutes, and we beat Man United on Saturday. The atmosphere was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, electric. Home wins, seeing Everton home in inverted commas at the moment. Those victories over Leeds, Newcastle and Manchester United, all with clean sheets. So Frank Lampard's done well at home. But let's focus on the under-23s tonight, and they've got a job on their hands to ensure survival in this Premier League 2. Bottom two do get relegated. Derby are virtually down. They lost 2-1 at Leicester today. Leeds got beat at Brighton earlier this afternoon, so Leeds are level on points with Everton, as Garcia skips past his man Simons and makes a run into the penalty area and feeds it into Cannon into the side net. Tom Cannon with the first effort of the evening, and it wasn't a bad raid forward from Everton.
Yeah, Garcia did brilliant down the left-hand side here. Great little dummy. Then he's positive. He's attacked the back four. He slipped a great ball into Tom Cannon. First touch weren't the greatest. It took him on a little handle. Could he have hit it across goal? That's what they told us. Strikers hit across goal. He went for the near post, unfortunately into the side netting. But great little play from Garcia.
Yeah, Lewis Dobbin was homing into the 6-yard box, but probably a difficult one to whip back and find him.
Not that I'm a striker, Al, but I don't think you look for things like that, do you? When you're in that position, I would imagine as a striker you think, I see them goals, I'm going for goal.
Well, he has 6 this season, Tom Cannon, so he's looking to add to that tally. Lewis Dobbin has 5. They're league goals in the Premier League 2. There's Branthwaite ensuring he gets the ball under control and nicked away from Elijah Campbell, who's going to get penalised there for a foul. Free kick just outside the penalty area.
Yeah, Jared Branthwaite just sold him a little bit short there, Elijah Campbell, and thankfully the referees, he could have booked Elijah, but a little bit too early, but just see Jared there, just underhit it.
Yeah, Rankin just got there first, didn't he?
Yeah.
Dion Rankin, the man who was brought down.
I tell you what, Al, looking at the two teams, I'd be disappointed if we conceded from set plays. I just look at the size of our boys, and they've only really got 1, probably 2 with height. So I'd be disappointed if we concede from anything that goes into our penalty box.
Yeah, a few 6-footers inside the penalty area, but they are wearing blue. So free kick to be taken by Charlie Webster or Harvey Vale. Take your pick. Both of them over this one for Chelsea, who are attacking the Gladys Street goal in this first half. It's Webster who has a crack, and I think he was trying to curl that into the top corner of Harry Tyra's net, but off target.
Yeah, I could see what he was trying to do. He would, obviously all the boys had pushed up for Chelsea, thinking that the ball's going to be played in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box, but he thought the better option was going for goal, and thankfully he did try that.
Well, he hasn't scored yet this season, Charlie Webster, the 18-year-old. It's only his 8th start of the campaign for Chelsea, who on the road this season have won only once in the Premier League 2. Overall, not a good record. Their only away win came at Leeds on the 19th of November, a 3-1 victory. Well, let me tell you this, Snods. Chelsea have conceded in all their away games this season, so we'll be looking to find the back of the net.
Yeah, you would think so. I'm sure the boys will know that as well.
And here Chelsea, Rankin trying to get to the dead ball line and win a corner, but it is a goal kick.
See, that's a great start for Elijah Campbell, because what he knows now, Al, this boy ain't got the pace to beat him. So when he's coming at him defensively, he's thinking, go on then, I'll allow you to knock the ball, because I've got the beating of you. You always feel your player who you're playing against, the first couple of movements,
you find
it is important, because you're thinking, is he quick? Can I give him time to go at me with pace?
And here he is on the ball, Dion Rankin. Just knocked back for Joshua Brooking. I'm not sure he's a relation. Back with Bayama, and across for the skipper Humphreys. He was looking for Harvey Vale, but the ball's drifted out for a throw-in on that far side for Everton, looking to record their 7th home win of the season.
7 minutes in, quiet start from both teams.
Yeah, just the one opportunity really for Everton. Tyler Onyango sees that brush off his head, and Everton pick up with Isaac Price, another who's had the experience of being in the first team squad of late.
Yeah, I know, read a piece from the manager as well, Frank Lampard, saying he quite likes Isaac Price when he has joined in training, when he has been training with him. He's got a bit of everything, he said. There were the words he used. He's got a bit of everything.
Yeah, he likes him, doesn't he? Ball played out left-hand side to Rafael Garcia. He slid to try and keep the ball in play, but he only succeeds in giving Chelsea a goal kick. Early stages here then at Goodison Park. It's Alan Irwin and Ian Snowden, your commentary team this evening on Everton's official YouTube channel. The two sides played out a 1-1 draw earlier in the campaign. That was late October when Chelsea snatched a last-minute equaliser. 2 more to play for Everton after this. West Ham at home on Monday the 25th of April, and Manchester City away to finish on Friday the 29th. I think you might want points in the bag before the trip to City, maybe?
Yes, definitely.
At West Ham here, Everton will be targeting for points. I say here, Hague Avenue will be the venue for that one. Ball sent forward for Dobbin to chase. Couldn't get the better of Bayama, who showed a little bit of turn of pace, the Dutch defender. Oh, and that slid its way through to Vale. Vale's cut back for Sunsu Bell, who's going to have a crack. That's good defending. Good defending, Jared Branthwaite. Good stop. And here's Garcia, outside of the boot, brings in Cannon. Only Dobbin inside the penalty area at the moment, and the cutback was never going to find him.
Great block, Jared Branthwaite there on the edge of the box. I thought he'd got beaten. I didn't think he'd got there in time, but stretched them long legs of his, and it's a great block. Centres on a counter-attack then with Garcia again, who played a lovely ball with the outside of his right foot into Tom Cannon.
Here's Onyango. Well, that was overhit. You could see the intent, never the execution to find Cannon. Everton 0, Chelsea 0, early stages at Goodison Park. Here's Garcia. He's certainly shone in the first few minutes.
Yeah, he started lively 10 minutes into the game, and he's been at the heart of Everton's best move so far.
Here's Campbell for Price. Campbell again, he'll have to go alone. And he's trapped by Rankin.
People ask me, oh, do you wish you were still playing now? And I don't. I've had my time. I had a great time. But do you know what? Funny enough, this evening, I wish I were 40 years younger. I'd love to be out
It's
there.
looking at that pristine turf.
It's looking at the pitch and looking at the boys playing in the blue shirt. I think,
Yeah.
wow, I wish I were 18 again, 18, 19. I'd love to get my boots on there.
Surprised you can remember that far back.
Oh, I can.
Balls with Everton and Stanley Mills. It's a decent ball if Dobbin can get there, and he can. Garcia into the box, and Cannon likewise. Dobbin's going alone here and goes to ground, and the referee points to the penalty spot.
Wow, I know we're a fair distance. I want to see the replay. I think he's gone, but don't see many complaints from the Chelsea players, Al, so he must be right. I know Dobbins picked it up and just moved the ball very, very quickly. He's one-on-one. We see him here, the Chelsea players jockeying.
He's got inside of him. I don't think there's too much in that myself.
There's not too much at all, but I'm not complaining.
No, not at all. Dobbin brought down.
Just see this again, Al. He's going on the outside.
Wow. Well, here he is, Lewis Dobbin from the penalty spot. We're in the 12th minute of the game. Dobbin steps up, and it's saved. The keeper low down to his left-hand side to stretch and push away. And Dobbin fails from the spot.
Yeah, I thought definitely Lewis Dobbin would score there. Not enough pace on it. He's a tall keeper, I'll give him that. He's at full stretch, but not enough pace from Dobbin.
Not tight in the corner.
Telegraphed it really as well.
Yeah. So an important juncture of the game, and Dobbin's spot kick saved by the man between the posts for Chelsea, Lucas Bergstrom, the 19-year-old goalkeeper. He is a tall goalkeeper. It's his 11th appearance of the campaign. He's virtually shared the appearances with Teddy Sharman Lowe, who's on the bench. But he'll be delighted. All goalkeepers are delighted when they save a spot kick.
Yeah, it weren't one of the most difficult ones he'll face, but he still had to save it. He was still well stretched to that near post.
Yeah, got down well. Didn't carry enough pace from Lewis Dobbin, and he'll be desperately disappointed. Ball sent forward by Mbayama. Cleared by Welsh. Williams with the quick throw for Chelsea. Sporting the bright all-yellow strip. Only won one of their last 7, Chelsea. 4 defeats in that run. And in danger of being relegated. Here's Brooking. And that ball played wide. And out of play by Xavier Simons. To his disappointment. So still plenty in this one. Goalless inside the first quarter of an hour here at Goodison Park. Everton's last win, incidentally, the 2-0 victory at Derby on the 21st of February. Overall, they've lost their last 3 in the league, home and away. So they're wanting to get back to winning ways. Whittaker. Everton ball. Here's Onyango. Back with Branthwaite. Garcia wants it. Receives. Always up for a trick or two. Safety first from Onyango there. Tyler outside of his penalty area to just bring in Mills. Off he goes. Garcia's calling for it on the far side, and he tried to thread that ball in behind to Cannon, who'd made a decent run. But Everton couldn't quite find the right pass to release Tom Cannon.
Decent player, Stanley Mills. He's potentially a very, very good player. He's got pace. He loves to get forward, and you just saw him open his legs there once, and he just glided past the Chelsea players.
Still only 18 as well, so plenty of years ahead of him. Former Leeds player, of course, as you will know, son of Danny.
Yes, I got introduced to him, it must be 4 or 5 years ago now. He was at a first team game, and I got introduced to him. He was in one of the corporate, not the boxes, at a corporate room with his dad. He was just ready to sign for Everton, and I told him then, I said, forget Leeds, Everton are miles better club than this.
And you know who Stanley Mills has as his idol? Frank Lampard.
Is it now?
Yeah. Not his dad.
Yeah. No.
Not Danny Mills.
No, not a chance.
He could throw a tackle or two in.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily clean. Chelsea in possession.
Nothing wrong with that now and again.
Simon's not allowed nowadays, not. Ball sent wide by Vale. Chance for Chelsea to deliver into the penalty area here. Took a touch on the way in and arrives at the feet of Garcia now, who can come away with it for Everton. Rafael Garcia. Just keeps Everton in possession. Branthwaite. Cannon turns and brings in Price. Something for Everton here. He's played in Dobbin. Clear chance. Good save. Goalkeeper again. Bergstrom with an excellent left hand to deny Lewis Dobbin, who made a great darting run and was well found too.
Do you know what? The movement of the boys, the two strikers, Tom Cannon now and this time Dobbin, are getting in so easily. Great little ball by Price in behind. It's a terrific save. Come out Schmeichel-esque.
Yeah.
The keeper full length and got a valuable hand to it, but great little ball from Tom Cannon in between. Price getting beyond his midfield and then slipped a great ball there to Dobbin. He's done everything right. The keeper's made a terrific save.
Yeah, Chelsea were looking for the offside flag, which never materialised, and Everton have a corner here. And the big boys are forward from the back, Branthwaite being one of them. Sent out to Price, who fails with his delivery, and then Stanley Mills almost finds the row 20 of the park end.
I think I don't like saying things like this after 17 minutes, but I think there's goals in it for us. I think the movement of the two strikers, I think they seem a very flat back four, Chelsea, and we've got him now on a couple of occasions, and that's the way to play. I think if we knock balls up there, the big three, the big centre back, I think we'll eat things up. But if we play it down the sides, Dobbin and
Cannon have made good runs.
He'll get in, as they've proved.
Tom Cannon did score in that game we mentioned earlier, down at Chelsea earlier in the season. We had to wait until the 54th minute that day for a goal. It's 0-0 here. Here's Rankin for Chelsea. Ball sent wide again for that delivery from the left-hand side, which Chelsea have tried to push once or twice in the game and failed. Here's Cannon. Well, Lewis Dobbin will chase that. Off he goes again and does well. Dobbin in possession. Cannon. Chelsea now back in their shape.
I think it's good how Dobbin and Cannon are both looking for the ball as well, and the other one's running in behind. Cannon a couple of times now has come deep, and then it's left Dobbin to make the run in behind.
And here's Tom Cannon, who's come deep for this ball from Price. Now played out by Mills, but Whittaker's gone through the middle at the moment. Everton will hopefully continue to probe and make the breakthrough here. Here's Price. And the back heel didn't quite come off, straight into the path of Xavier Simons. And is that offside? The flag stays down at the moment, and Sun Soo Bell has the ball, and then the flag is raised.
Is that the most frustrating rule in football?
It really is, isn't it? It's dreadful. Especially when you see so many nowadays that are clear and obvious.
you do, when me and Darren do commentary, I think, what are you getting excited for? He's about 3 yards offside, and then he gets to the ball, flag goes up. Surely they've got to change that.
They must do. Well, we get new rules tweaked at the start of every season, don't we? So let's hope that's one of them for next season, because it's been a constant frustration throughout the campaign. Everton, of course, first team wise, have no game this weekend. Should have been against Crystal Palace, who at our expense are in the FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah, and thoroughly deserved it, unfortunately. On our behalf, we didn't perform. Well, we performed for 20 minutes until Andros Townsend got that bad injury, and then didn't perform at all then.
You just wonder how different that game might have been had Everton netted in that opening period where they were so much on top.
Yeah, there was.
So throw in here, Chelsea. Joshua Brooking to take. On the line for Ballo has won the corner here.
I know it's quiet in the crowd, Albert. Also, it's quiet on the pitch, you know. You don't get much shouting and organisation these days in modern football. It doesn't seem to be.
No.
I know I've spoke to, when David Unsworth manager, John Ebrell, and they said it's generally, not just at Everton, it's every club, they're a little bit quiet on the pitch.
And generally you want a talker on the pitch, don't you? You want someone bossing things.
Yeah.
Corner Chelsea. Harry Tyra's coming for this and makes it. Punches clear. Up towards Lewis Dobbin, who's fouled. Did well there.
Yeah, good
Everton
punch.
Keeper.
Yeah, good punch. Got distance with it as well. Got it clear of his own 18-yard box.
And he's been a regular for the under-23, hasn't he, Harry Tyra? Appearance number 17 of the season. This is game number 24 for Everton in this campaign. As mentioned earlier, just 2 to play.
How old's Harry now? Have you got...
He's 20.
Yeah, I thought you'd have the stat for that. Absolutely the stat, man.
Oh, yeah, got it all, yes, Snods.
20. I think probably next season Harry would be looking out to go on loan, possibly.
Yeah. Well, they've brought in Billy Crellin, haven't they? So,
from Fleetwood,
He's on the bench tonight, incidentally. Billy Crellin, who's had just 1 start so far since his arrival, the 21-year-old. Chelsea in possession. Up towards Sun Soo Bell. And Chelsea have conceded a free kick, thankfully, because they did have Rankin breaking down the right there.
Yeah, I don't know what the referee were waiting for there. It were a clear and obvious foul on Jareth Branthwaite there, and I don't know what he were waiting for to give the free kick.
Man in the middle, Paul Marsden, is our referee tonight. He awarded Everton a penalty after 12 minutes, and Lewis Dobbin saw his spot kick saved. If you've just joined us, goalkeeper Bergstrom, low down to his left, made the save as Garcia tries to flick that into the path of Dobbin here. And Dobbin has also subsequently been denied by the keeper when Bergstrom again made a very good save 5 minutes after his penalty stop. So the Chelsea keeper is the man on top at the moment in a goalless game. Just past the midway point of the first half.
Yeah, I think John Ebrell will be highly satisfied that we've missed a penalty, unfortunately, but we've had a couple of chances as well, and we've restricted Chelsea to nothing really. So I think he'll be happy. Not that the scoreline is still 0-0, but he'll be happy with the way that the game's going.
I think you're right there. Restricted Chelsea to nothing. That has been the case. They've had the 1 free kick which went way over the crossbar, and Everton have dealt with everything else, as Onyango gets a good ball forward for Cannon. Garcia's going to go outside of him. Whittaker's through the middle. Dobbins inside the penalty area. Here's Isaac Price, who might have a crack. He does, and it's blocked on the edge of the penalty area by Simons. Looked promising for a minute, that.
Yeah, it did. Good movement again. And then it came to Isaac Price. He just got it on his right foot. He was looking to shape it and whip the ball to that near side corner, but good block by the Chelsea defender.
Isaac Price with one first team substitute appearance, which came in the FA Cup. He's been a regular in this under-23 lineup this season. This is appearance number 22 from game number 24. And he's started 21 of those 22 games. So very much a regular for David Unsworth, as it was, John Ebrell as it is. Do you think David Unsworth's lined up for the Burnley job?
What a shock that was, really. Didn't expect to hear that one this morning.
Neither did I.
Especially with, what, 7-8 games to go?
Yeah, crazy. 8 games for Burnley remain. And I was on my way to interview Sean Dyche at lunchtime.
Yeah.
When the news came through. I was already on the road. So the interview turned into a few subsequent reports on the, well, I wouldn't say chaos.
You must have been shocked, Alan.
I was.
All
yeah.
the Burnley fans were shocked.
Yeah, we spoke to a number of them, and they were shocked. So who goes there, we'll see.
Does anything surprise you in football these days? No,
not at all.
at all.
No, Michael Jackson, the under-23 coach, is taking charge of Burnley from tomorrow, along with the likes of Ben Mee, who will help him out. 0-0 here, Everton-Chelsea. Approaching 26 minutes. Chelsea in possession. Here is Brooking. Looking for a bit of movement up front. Instead it's switched wide. And Williams. Now Vale. Back inside with Webster. And forced back into their own half. Credit Everton for that. Here's Rankin. Well, should have been. He took his eye off the ball. Under his boots, out for a throw.
Yeah, I think our boys look very, very comfortable defensively. I don't think the two strikers have caused any problems. I think we've been solid as back four. With the midfield four have been really solid, and Chelsea are finding it difficult to get beyond our defensive back four.
Well, Harry Tyrer has not been forced into a save of any description as yet. Here's Cannon. Oh, that rather dangerous ball inside, which was picked up by Ballo. He still has it. And into the Everton penalty area for the cutback, which is well cut out by a well-positioned Onyango. Garcia. Chelsea threatened momentarily there. Onyango brings in Mills. And Price just slipped at the crucial stage there.
Yeah, Jareth Braithwaite were looking for a free kick there on more or less on his byline, but I think that if he was going to give it, the linesman should have given it. He was a yard away from it, but obviously he didn't see any foul in it.
Yeah, looked like a free kick, but
it certainly did.
Brooking slips that ball in again for Ballo, and then the cross comes in from Rankin, and the missed kick in the end falls kindly for Ballo, who's won a corner this time.
Yeah, just got a little bit sloppy there defensively. Didn't want to chase back. Big Tyler Onyango there, letting his man run past him. Got to show a little bit more urgency. On 28 minutes into the game, so it's not as though you're tired at this stage of the game. Just got to track your runners down.
Jareth Braithwaite indicating there that he wants a bit more in terms of Everton defending. So another corner for Everton to defend here, and Harry Tyrer comes to punch again. Got underneath it a little, and it's going to be scrambled away into the hands of the Everton goalkeeper, almost from under their own crossbar.
I think Tom Cannon's headed it onto the crossbar. If I'm not right there, Al.
But it looks at the angle it came down at. You're probably right.
I think it has. I think Tom Cannon's headed it onto the crossbar and into Harry Tyrer. It has.
Wow.
It has.
A little fortunate there as Whittaker plays the ball forward for Lewis Dobbin to chase, but here's Bergstrom outside of his box, taking no chances.
Yeah, quite fortunate there. We could have took the lead, from the penalty miss, but also we could have been one down there. I just couldn't see that coming in the first 27, 28 minutes of this game.
Still 0-0 here at Goodison Park. Chelsea free kick. Well, the under-23s will last at Goodison on the 22nd of November. The only other Premier League 2 game they've played at Goodison this season. They got the better of Brighton by 2-1 that day. Don't know whether you recall that one, Snods.
I was here, yes.
2-1 victory. We'll settle for that tonight. It's 0-0 currently. Half an hour in as Rankin slips.
I tell you what, there's a lot of players though slipping. We've had about 5 or 6 players. I know the pitch has been well watered and always is. That's why it looks in pristine condition. I think it's the footwear that they wear these days. Really do.
Yeah. Maybe a few players changing boots at half time. We'll see. But yeah, the pitch was well watered. Harry Tyra take the goal kick, but
I was giving our groundsman a bit of stick before the game. I said it's the worst Goodison's looked since I arrived in '87. How immaculate does it look, by the way?
Yeah. I think there's some wonderful Premier League pitches to play on nowadays, isn't there? No excuse for bobbles or anything, Snods. Here's Vale for Chelsea. Webster brings in Brooking. Wide is Rankin. 3 yellow jerseys inside the Everton box, and the ball put in by Brooking, and Mills with the header away. Campbell. Garcia picks up. And Yango. Campbell. Nowhere to go but back to his goalkeeper.
Having a good little spell, Chelsea, the last 5 minutes or so. Got balls, had a couple of opportunities, got balls into the ball. Closing us.
Yeah, just seem to be pressing a
little
little
they're
deep.
Closing us down now, not an allow us to play from the back into midfield.
There's a ball over the top. The flag at the moment stays down, and Onyango is through on goal. Backheels it into the path of Cannon, who fires home brilliantly. And there is no flag. What an unerring finish that was.
Tyler Onyango did really, really well. I could see that he wasn't offside. He made the run, the ball's got played, and I'm thinking he's going to go on goal and score himself, but intelligently he did brilliant. Little back heel into Tom Cannon, an emphatic finish with his right foot, crossed the keeper into the far corner. It's a great little back heel, this.
Yeah.
Good vision, he knew what was around him, and that's a terrific finish. The keeper ain't saving that one.
Powerfully struck by Tom Cannon, brilliantly struck by the 19-year-old for his 7th in the league this season. And the word that Snods used is apt to describe it. Emphatic.
It certainly was, but great little vision from Tyler Onyango there. Not only to beat the offside trap, make a run from midfield, which you don't really see many midfield players doing now in modern football, getting beyond the strikers. He did that, but then he had the awareness and the intelligence, just a little back heel. He'd had a little glance in Tom Cannon running in, and as I say, the finish said it all.
Just as we were saying that Chelsea were pressing a little higher and closing down quicker, but you did point out earlier that they looked a bit flat as a back four.
Yeah, they really did. It was a good run, intelligent run from Tyler, but a decent ball over the top. But it just shows that they are pretty square and flat at the back, the Chelsea back four.
Well, they were certainly caught there because Onyango wasn't the only one who'd made the run, and the support was fantastic, and the finish, well, it justified the back heel into the path of Tom Cannon from Onyango. Everton 1, Chelsea 0. Here's Branthwaite. Steadying influence at the back for Everton. Miscontrol from Stanley Mills allows Chelsea to pick up possession again. Williams. Brooking. Here's Humphreys. Humphreys' ball down the line will carry too much pace. Goal kick Everton in a more comfortable position now, having missed from the spot on 12 minutes and then seeing goalkeeper Bergstrom make a very good save from Dobbin. Everton get the breakthrough 32 minutes in. Tom Cannon, and it was a cannon. Yeah,
it really was, but it's a deserved lead as well. 35 minutes in, it could have been all right. The underside of the bar, well, they didn't, we did, Tom Cannon did, but yeah, to miss a penalty, and we've had a couple of opportunities, I think we deserved the lead.
Well, if we speak to Tom Cannon later, he'll tell us he knew what he was doing down at underneath his own crossbar as Garcia goes over the advertising hoardings in a tussle there with Joshua Brooking.
Yeah, I just wondered what the lad Brooking were doing, because it was going out of the pitch anyway. Garcia were letting it run, and the boy Brooking just carried on with his momentum and took Garcia over. Well, that could have been nasty.
Yeah, he hasn't made an issue of it, Rafael Garcia, but he may well have done, and I think he had every right to. But here he is on the ball. And he's in a tussle with Brooking. And there's a little dig at the right back of Chelsea, and the referee wants a word.
Yeah, that's just to what happened before. I think he's little afters.
Yeah, he did leave a boot in. It was nothing serious.
No.
He's just letting him know that he's still around. He's not going away.
The referee did well as well, to be quite honest.
Yeah, nothing serious in terms of cards being brandished. And Chelsea have the ball with Williams on the far side. Here's Webster. Williams again for Humphreys. There's the switch. Rankin. Simons. Williams. Webster's ball in behind. It was a decent ball as well to Sunsup Bell. Plenty back inside the penalty area, helping out for Everton. And those bodies did the job. Cannon, he's away. He might have got a fortuitous touch. He's got Dobbin inside the penalty area. He might go alone. He did go alone and tried to curl it into the top corner beyond Bergstrom over the crossbar.
I know Dobbin's thinking, Tom, can you pass me the ball? But it opened up for him beautiful once he got there. I'm thinking he could have took it on another yard or two, I would imagine. I don't think he should have hit it when he actually hit it. He weren't getting caught. He could have took it another yard or two, and the finish would have been a lot easier.
Well, he tried to curl it. It would have been another wonderful goal to witness, but not quite on that occasion from Tom Cannon. Bergstrom will take the goal kick.
You can see why Chelsea concede goals, though, can't you?
Yeah, every game on their travels this season they have conceded.
Why.
Their defeat at Manchester United in their last game was the first time they'd also failed to score away this season, strangely enough.
Yeah.
So they're involved in matches that produce goals.
Yeah.
Is basically what I'm saying.
They're well worth watching.
Free kick here.
It's going to be a first booking.
Yeah, this will be a yellow card. Referee immediately calling the Chelsea man over.
Yeah, a bit too sharp for him, Dobbin there.
Hopefully he's okay. Lewis Dobbin. Helped back to his feet by Tyler Onyango. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, just too sharp.
Chelsea skipper is booked. Bashir Humphreys shown yellow.
See, I can't understand that. I really can't. I know it happens all the time at every level nowadays. We get a free kick, we're inside their half, and all of a sudden it ends up 2 passes and we're back to our goalkeeper.
It's a frustration for fans as well, isn't it?
Can anybody explain that to me? I really can't.
Well, Everton bursting forward here and delivery into the penalty area. Unfortunately, does not find a blue jersey.
It'd have made me eat my words if we'd have scored from that, wouldn't it? I was thinking, don't score now, please.
Well, we did just praise Chelsea prior to them conceding, so commentator's curse, it's called, Snods.
But it just really frustrating. It happens at first team level. Every team do it. Get a ball inside them. What's gone to the days where you push somebody forward,
Exactly.
get the ball into the box? It's not route one. It's just been positive, but who am I to
Hey, you
to
don't put the
moan?
ball in the box. You're unlikely to score if you're not putting it in the penalty area. You've got no chance going back to your own goalkeeper.
It just annoys me when it ends up back with the keeper when you're so high up the field.
Yeah, I note your frustration.
People say ball retention. I don't even like that word either, retention. Just keep the ball. That's what it used to be. Now it's retention.
You have turnovers now and everything.
Recycle.
Recycle
what
turnovers.
What is that all about, Al? You'll not get them words from me this evening.
It's Americanised, if you ask me.
Recycle. Just keep the ball.
Simons finds at Webster. Chelsea are keeping the ball at the moment. Humphreys out for Williams. Vale. Harvey Vale for Chelsea. Chance maybe for a crack at goal, and Tyra happy to see it sail over the crossbar from Ballo.
Yeah, Tyra had it. Harry had it well covered there. You could see it always rising into the Gladys Street end there.
Yeah, the Austrian midfielder having a crack at goal from just outside the box. No worries really for Everton's number one. 5 minutes away from half time, just under. Everton leading by the Tom Cannon goal that came on 32 minutes. A fine strike too. Tyra to take the goal kick. Off the head of Campbell. Still only 17, Elijah Campbell, making his 15th appearance for the under-23s this season. Still eligible to play for England and Jamaica. I suppose it's nice to have a choice, but concentrate on your club football first and foremost.
More importantly, I'd like to see him in Everton's first team.
Well, that will be a sign of progress indeed. Ball played back by Reece Welch there. Nicely done. Price. Dobbin. Nicked away from him. And here's Webster for Chelsea. Well read by Welsh. From Yango for Dobbin. Very deep at the moment, Lewis Dobbin. Spreads the ball wide for Garcia, who takes it on the chest. Campbell's bombing forward in support. Garcia tries to use him. Just got his angles wrong.
Yeah. He's got to do one or the other. He's got to either wait for Elijah, which he did, and then play him in with a decent ball, or just once the ball went out to him, thinking, I've got one-on-one here against the Chelsea defender, I'm going to attack him, I'm going to see what he's made of defensively.
Yeah, it didn't quite work for Everton on that occasion, but they do lead by 1-0, heading towards half-time. The ball is with Everton keeper Tyra. He's had plenty of first-team experience this season in terms of being on the bench on a number of occasions. Cannon claimed he got a nudge in the back there. Referee having none of that. Here's Branthwaite. Tyra going wide for Whittaker. Beat in the air there by Humphreys. Onyango settles for the throw in on the far side. Tyler Onyango done well in central midfield today.
I still like him to do more, me. I really do. I know he's got great ability. He's
Big
promising,
lad, isn't he?
yeah, he's a promising prospect, but I just want to see more and more of him. I want to see him dominate midfield. He's big enough, he's skillful enough, he's got a good engine. We've seen for the goal that he got beyond the back four. But I want to see more of him because I know he's got more in his locker.
Well, he knows this club inside out. He's been here since the age of 8 and has experienced first team football, but obviously wants more and more of it. And if Snods is to be believed, needs to work a bit harder to get it then.
Yeah, not that he's not working hard, Al. No, I mean, I just think he's got more to offer for his own ability. I think he should demand the ball, get on the ball, dominate a game, which I want him to, but I don't see him doing that often enough.
Throw in here for Everton is Whittaker for Mills. Settle for another one as we approach stoppage time at the end of the first half here. Mills. Whittaker tried to keep it alive. He's done that. Dobbin. He's kept it. And it's out for a throw in again, close to the corner flag on the far side. So another minute for us to play at the end of the first half here. You see a number of the fans inside the stadium here on the Bullens Road side of the ground here at Goodison Park. There's a decent run here by Whittaker.
It's Mills, Al.
Mills, sorry.
Yeah.
Here's Garcia. Oh, brilliant! Rafael Garcia picked his spot and he executed it to absolute perfection. What a strike in stoppage time. Everton 2, Chelsea 0.
How well did Stanley Mills do then just to keep the ball? Retention of the ball. No, he kept the ball brilliantly. Great ability in and around the 18-yard box. Then played it out to Garcia. It's a great finish. He's just moved it to one side there. It's in the far corner and it's brilliant. Give the keeper no chance. Went off, did his little dance, celebratory dance, and comfortable at half-time. It's 2-0. Could have been more.
Excellent finish. Superbly done. Rafael Garcia firing home. Only his second of the season, but it's only his 7th appearance, and would you believe it? It's his first start of the Premier League 2 campaign.
I think he's had a few injuries as well.
Yeah,
this
he has.
season, in fairness, Al. But when he's come on as sub, he's always put himself about, always looked lively. And but all credit there to Stanley Mills for his part he played in that goal. But again, yet another good finish.
And that will just about do as the half-time whistle blows here at Goodison Park, and Rankin and Garcia come together again, almost. I think Garcia can walk off with a huge smile because he's the one who's put the ball in the back of the net.
Absolutely, he doesn't need to get involved. He just says, well, I've just scored one to put my team 2-0 up. What more can I do? What more can I say? Just get on with the goal, with the game, and do the same again second half. He's been good from Everton. We've dominated the game really. Chelsea have not really been in it. Quite fortunate to get away with Tom Cannon heading it against the bar, but Chelsea have offered nothing really. I think we've looked solid, and I think there's more goals in this for our boys.
Could have been 2, given 3, even given the missed penalty.
Yeah, it really could, and we've had a couple of opportunities as well. Tom Cannon on a couple of occasions. So I think generally it's been a comfortable first half. I'd like to see the second half much the same. I think it'll be a valuable 3 points for our boys.
Half time here at Goodison Park. Everton under 23s lead Chelsea by 2-0. Right, we will take a very short break. Plenty to cram in to the half-time interval too. We'll be picking up with an interview with Paul Clement, the Everton first team coach, and you can hear that very shortly here on Everton's official YouTube channel. We're at the break. Everton lead by 2-0.
It's a huge honour to represent the club the size of Everton Football Club, and I know that the fans will be there backing us.
It's exciting because he's young, he's hungry for it. To get the fans together can only be a good thing.
Everton to attack the Gladys Street end.
Really understand what the fans want to see. The first thing they want to see is fight and desire.
They'll have a crack at goal! Brilliant save!
We know where this club wants to be, and I'll always try and show the fans exactly how hard I will work to bring those long-term visions.
It's Grand National Day on Merseyside, and Everton have 9 very big fences of their own to negotiate as they strive to reach the final few furlongs of this Premier League season, with at least 3 clubs trailing behind them. Today's hurdle is Manchester United, a massive game whenever they're in town, but it's clear today's is even bigger given Everton's current predicaments. The Blues' need of 3 points can't be understated, and following defeat at Burnley on Wednesday, Frank Lampard's side are determined to deliver. There is a need to deliver, and the fans are certainly up for it. A cracking atmosphere here to spur the home side on. Jonathan Moss checks with his assistants, and away we go. Everton's 3rd game in the space of 7 days, and the importance of this one clear for us all to see. Just short of 3 years since Everton got the better of Manchester United. Can they do it today and pick up a massive 3 points? And that's a foul on Manchester United's Alex Telles. Fernandes has it. Fernandes lifts it in, and Lindelof is there to head across goal. Delph gets it away, and it's battered back in and saved. Rashford had the effort, and Pickford equal to it with a decent save. Half cleared by Delph, but only into the path of Rashford. First time strike from the England international was saved by Everton's number 1. Ronaldo again. Delivery in towards Rashford, good save again, Jordan Pickford. That was a smart header from Rashford and an equally good save. Pickford coming good here for Everton, and how? No time to dwell in possession. He's proved there by Matic. Here's Anthony Gordon for Everton. Just too far ahead of Richarlison. He still has it, driven wide though. Richarlison. Pull back, Gordon will get a shot away, it's deflected in! Everton are in front! Anthony Gordon! What a big goal that could be! Everton's first real strike on target in the game. Their first effort on goal. It results in an effort finding the back of the nets for Anthony Gordon.
Number 24, Anthony Gordon!
His 4th of the season. Oh wow. It's a big and all right. Pickford bangs that one long, brilliantly brought down by Richarlison. De Gea was off his line. Oh, and De Gea makes the save in the end as he was backpedaling, and the ball deflected up from Richarlison's shot. That was goal bound as well. On Maguire and maybe Lindelof, and the touch from De Gea denies Everton a second. Everton almost 2 up. Maguire. Given that to Everton. Gordon, well won back by Everton. Chance here for Everton. cut back and cut out by Wan-Bissaka before it was heading through to Richarlison. Everton close to a second, which would surely seal the game. Here's Allen battling to win it for Everton. Now Iwobi, Calvert-Lewin trying to get in behind. Might have been offside. Ronaldo. Pogba is going to go for goal. And Pickford is right behind it, held on to it well. It's a good strike by Paul Pogba, and it was a good save. He's been right on it today, Jordan Pickford. There's the ball into the Everton penalty area, headed down. Ronaldo, and Pickford, brilliant. An instinctive save from an instinctive shot too from Cristiano Ronaldo, who's appealing for handball somewhere. Ronaldo, and the instinctive save was from the knee here, I think. No, it's the arm of Jordan Pickford. Good save. That is the final whistle. Everton have done it. It's 3 massive Premier League points in their quest for survival. What a result on Grand National Day. Frank Lampard has backed a winner. Everton are still in the biggest race of their lives. That is Premier League survival, of course. But they have beaten Manchester United thanks to Anthony Gordon's goal and Jordan Pickford's saves. Superb. Everton 1, Manchester United 0.
Paul, thanks for taking the time to speak to us. It's been a little over 2 months since you joined the club now. A lot's obviously happened in that time. How have you found it so far? Well, it certainly feels like longer than 2 months. Feels like a lot's happened since when we came in, it was last day of January to now. Some good, some bad, some indifferent, but we're very focused on moving forward. Going back to the call from Frank when you first arrived here, how did that conversation go and how quickly did you accept his offer? I mean, Frank called me when things started to get very serious in the discussions with Everton. I think he was pretty close to agreeing, but not quite. He asked me whether I'd be interested in coming, and I always thought that if I was going to go back to being an assistant again, it would be in this kind of role, assisting someone like Frank, who I'd known for a long time since he was a player and worked with him, someone that I like and respect. And yeah, if I was going to do that role again, having been a manager the last 5 or 6 years, that it would be for someone like him. So it wasn't a difficult decision to come and work with Frank, and a great coaching team in my opinion, and also at a fantastic club like Everton as well. So it wasn't much thinking about, to be honest. I think I got the call, and two and a half days later I was here back on the grass. How has your relationship with Frank evolved over time? Obviously a top player who you work with, as you mentioned, a young up-and-coming coach now. How do your philosophies align, and how have you found working with him so far? Well, so I first met Frank when we were both at Chelsea. I was initially in the academy and then eventually stepped up to work with the first team where he was a player, and it was during 2 very successful years. First of all, I was working assisting Gus Hiddink, and he was only there for 3 months. He was in an interim role, won the FA Cup, and then Carlo Ancelotti came in. We had a very successful time in the season 2009-2010, which was a double winning team. Frank was, I think at the peak of his powers there, along with Ashley, John Terry, Drogba, Cech. It was a wonderful team to work with. Big experience for me, my first experience of working at senior level football. So, our relationship goes back to then. We've kept in touch through the years. I saw him when he was out in America. I was with Bayern Munich at the time. We met up for a coffee. Seen him at various other times, and his first game as a manager at Derby County was against me when I was manager of Reading. So that was a nice thing, although it wasn't so nice for me when they won in the last minute of the game, 2-1.
Well, great to hear from Paul Clement, Everton's first team coach, and you can watch the full interview with Paul Clement at evertonfc.com. Second half to come very shortly here from Goodison Park, where Everton lead by 2-0 at the break. So let's have a look back on the highlights from the first 45 minutes. This is the penalty where Lewis Dobbin was fouled by Humphreys, and Dobbin stepped up himself from the spot, but the end result was not what we expected, really, Snods.
No, it really wasn't. I'm not sure whether it was a penalty in the first place, but as I say, I just couldn't understand why the Chelsea players never really argued the point. But yeah, it was a decent save. Weren't the greatest of penalties, but...
And then this was an excellent save from the goalkeeper, really. Dobbin made a great run, and the goalkeeper got a big left hand to it.
Yeah, we've got him behind on numerous occasions, the Chelsea back four, and we just see another run there. Definitely not offside. The centre-back tried stepping up, but Tyler's done well here. He knew what was behind him. Good players know when they receive the ball what's around them, and he certainly did. Lovely little back heel into the...
didn't have to look, did he?
No, into the path of Tom Cannon. I'm sure Tom gave him a shout as well to back heel it, but it's a great finish. He's... beautiful. He struck it really, really well.
Have another look at it from this angle. Behind the goal virtually, and wow. Bang.
The keeper ain't stopping that. It's a great finish.
Yeah, Tom Cannon's 7th of the season. Chelsea's effort went over the crossbar here from Ballo from outside the penalty area, the Austrian midfielder, before Everton went 2 up. Danny Mills, I should say Stanley Mills with the run, and just the ball into Garcia. But what about that for a finish, Snods?
He's done well this evening, Garcia, down this left-hand side. He's put the ball in on a couple of occasions in behind the Chelsea back four, but here he gets it, just moves it to one side onto his right foot, hits it across the keeper. Great finish, but once again, let's just say well done to Stanley Mills. He kept the ball really, really well in an awkward position, bodies round him, and he found Garcia, and he found the back of the net.
Only needed half a yard really to shift it, and dispatch the finish superbly well. So that is why Everton are 2 to the good. They've had the better of it without a shadow of a doubt, and Chelsea find themselves with an awful lot to do if they are to get back into this game. But as I did mention in commentary in the first half, Chelsea have scored in every away game bar their last one at Manchester United, the first time that they failed to score away from home this season. The Everton players are making their way back out onto the pitch here at Goodison Park. Rafael Garcia and co. He was a happy man following his strike that put Everton 2 up. Chelsea appear from the dressing room away to our left-hand side at the Park end of the stadium, of course, now.
I wonder when we're going to go back, Al, to both coming down the tunnel.
I wonder.
I used to love that, coming down the tunnel with the opposition. That's where you start. That's where it starts, in the tunnel.
Eyeball
out.
to eyeball.
It is, yeah.
And it's a very tight tunnel.
Very, very tight. Especially when we used to play Wimbledon, it was very tight.
I can imagine a few things
and
went on
the Merseyside derby, very, very tight, that tunnel.
Yeah, there's a few like that around the First Division as it was then. I mean, Highbury as well was another, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Right, almost set for the second 45 here. No changes initially from John Ebrell. He'll be delighted with the scoreline in the opening 45. Everton 2 up, and Lewis Dobbin to get us underway for the second period here. No changes either from Chelsea by the looks of it. Oh, there is a change coming on the far side. Yep, they are bringing on their number 14, Lewis Hall, has replaced Mbayama. Yeah, Lewis Hall, the 17-year-old, has come on. Defensive midfielder. I think he's going to come across and play on the left-hand side by the looks of it. And they have... Lewis Hall has come on, and Joe Haig has come on as well. So a double change for Chelsea. Joe Haig and Lewis Hall both into the action, and we're underway for the second half at Goodison Park.
Yeah, felt they had to do something, Chelsea, to try and change the way that the first half went, because I think we dominated it really. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they made 1 or 2 changes, Chelsea, to try and get back into this game.
Yeah, double change early on, and the ball is behind for the Chelsea goal kick. Everton then to attack the Gladys Street goal in the second half. Admittedly, no fans behind the goal of Bergstrom, but still an incentive for those lads out there. There are a number of fans behind us here in the Bullens Road side of the ground at Goodison Park. Branthwaite winning the header. Ball picked up by Chelsea and played wide for Joe Haig, who gets it on his right foot and forces a good save from Harry Tyrer, the first real save he's been called upon to make in the game.
That's a great save, Al, because I think he's seen it late as well. I think the Chelsea players, he's bent it, but I think it's gone through the legs of one of our central defenders.
Yeah, it's almost an immediate impact from the Chelsea substitutes. Joe Haig, the 19-year-old, who has scored 4 times for the under-23s this season, and he's often been used as a substitute, maybe an impact player.
Yeah, it's a great save from Harry Tyrer there. We've not really seen the replay in full, but I'm sure he's seen that late. It went through the legs of one of our central defenders, and it's a terrific, terrific save.
We'll have another look at it. There's a free kick here for Chelsea. Free kick just inside the Everton half. Just a couple of minutes into this second period, but Chelsea may be already showing their intent with the double change. And here's one of them, Lewis Hall, on the ball here. Looking for a return pass, which doesn't quite come off, so Webster picks up, uses the other substitute, Haig. And they're linking up nicely, and Webster is onside, and he might try and get a shot away here, but Everton had enough defensively and got bodies in the way, and Tyrer made the save.
Yeah, Tyler Onyango saying to the linesman on the far side, put your flag up, but there was no way. I think Elijah Campbell's playing him well onside as they got him behind, but they've started ever so well this first couple of minutes, Chelsea, and we just need to get switched on a little bit.
Yeah, Everton have given the ball away again, and here is Hall. Oh, that's a mistake from the Everton keeper, which yields a corner for Chelsea. One that they didn't expect.
Yeah, he slipped again on the surface. That keeper, that's numerous players. We see this strike here, Al.
Yeah.
It has, it's seen it late, it's gone through the legs. I think it's of Reece Welch, was it?
It's a good save.
It is a good save.
Low down to his left. And now the Everton keeper might have a bit more to do as the corner is swung in, but headed away for an effort on the half volley from Joe Haig, which was never going to trouble Harry Tyrer in the Everton goal. But more positive from Chelsea from the off in this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, I don't think we've come out. I think the goal just before half-time, have we gone into the dressing room thinking, well, 2-0, we're comfortable? It just shows it ain't comfortable. You've got to switch on right from the start of the second half. Chelsea could have been back into this game.
Yep. As it is, Everton still have the clean sheet. As Branthwaite goes long, Garcia's onto that. Williams is with him, who's just switched across to the right as Williams, following the Chelsea changes. Everton will need to try and get a grip on this second half sooner rather than later before Chelsea feel they can find a way back into the game. 2-0 is Everton's lead. Here's Cannon. Done well there. And the ball just laid, unfortunately, behind Lewis Dobbin. Branthwaite. Everton unable to retain the ball.
Yeah, we just started sloppy this first 4.5 minutes of this first half.
Second half.
Sorry, second half, Al.
And here's Haig, held up by Mills, who's given it straight to Hall. Chelsea again feeling they might get their way back into the game here as the ball is spread wide by Simons and then dinked into the penalty area over the centre forward Soonsup Bell and collected by the Everton keeper.
Yeah, and he's just keeping hold of the ball and wants the players to regroup. I'm sure John Ebrill's just thinking about one or two things this second half as it started the game.
Well, on the bench for Everton today, Joe Anderson, outfield players Luke Butterfield, Sean McAllister and 16-year-old Emilio Lawrence. So not a lot of real experience there, but we'll see. Chelsea playing the better football at the start of the second half as Webster plays that ball forward for Soonsup Bell, who's trying to take on Branthwaite and doesn't get the better of the Everton skipper tonight.
Yeah. He can't believe the referee's get a corner kick, I think.
Has he?
Yeah.
I can't believe it either.
No, he's even laughing at it.
Well, let's have a look.
We'll just see it here.
Or was that a touch? No, it's definitely taken a touch off Soonsup Bell.
I think the referee got that one completely wrong, Al.
He certainly did. Thankfully, the corner comes to nothing. And Dobbin will come away with it for Everton. Garcia is darting forward. Has checked his run now because Dobbin's going alone. And the ball's going to break out of play on this near side before Price can get there. So throw in for Everton.
Yeah, good break there. You'd be disappointed if you were the Chelsea coach there. The fullback of Chelsea with Dobbin there. He was favourite to win it, but Dobbin just slid in. Momentum took him forward, and then all of a sudden he's got the ball and he's advancing forward.
Yep. Throw in Everton. To be taken by Stanley Mills. Here's Whittaker. He wants the corner.
He's got the corner.
He has. I think he had to coerce the assistant into it. Corner Everton. Well, the corner count has not been massive for Everton in this game, but there's a chance here to test this Chelsea defence again.
Yeah, good delivery into the box. He's well capable as well, Charlie Whittaker, of putting it in a decent area for the boys to go and attack.
So Whittaker to take. Garcia's there as well, but swung in towards Branthwaite, who heads wide. Couldn't quite glance it. That's all it needed there, but he was tightly marked as well. And Chelsea keen to get on with it. Brought down by Mills. Campbell. Back it goes. Well, that's not a good clearance from Harry Tyra. Thankfully, he's helped out by Branthwaite. Could have proved costly. Ball won back by Chelsea, but illegally, says Mr. Marsden, our referee tonight.
I'm grateful of that because I didn't think it was a free kick.
Well, he was adjudged to have fouled his man, Joshua Brooking.
Come out with a bit of urgency, haven't they, this second half, Chelsea? Look, the sharper team at this present time, anyway.
Yep. Andy Myers is the under-23 manager for Chelsea. He's probably given them a bit of a talking to at half-time. Chelsea here with Joe Haig. Now Williams, Dylan Williams, the 18-year-old, inside for Webster. Brings in Humphreys. And wide again is Lewis Hall. Tried to check inside of the Everton defender Mills and didn't get past him. And well, it was positive from Mills. He didn't quite get the pass he wanted, and there's a first-time ball that almost found Tom Cannon from Isaac Price.
I'll tell you what, that'd have been a ball of the night, that, without a doubt. First-time ball, Isaac Price, seeing that Tom Cannon had pulled off his marker just a little bit more. It'd been a terrific ball. Good, great vision from the youngster.
Reece Welch with the defending there. And here he is again if he gets there. Oh, was that a dummy? Did he let that go to Branthwaite?
I don't think he did.
Dobbin will chase, but Bashir Humphreys wins that duel. It remains Everton 2, Chelsea 0. Almost 10 minutes of the second half played. Under the floodlights at Goodison Park. The nights a lot lighter of late.
They are. They certainly
Thankfully.
are. Yes. When the sun's out, it always makes people happier.
It certainly does. Puts a smile on people's faces, yeah. That's a good ball out wide as well for Chelsea, who are threatening here again Teed up for Simons, who has a crack at goal, and Tyra's equal to it. Needed to be.
They need to shape up, our boys, at the minute. We're 10 minutes into this second half, and it's been slightly worrying that Chelsea have been the better team and had the better chances.
Yeah, this was Simons who got the shot away in the end.
Yeah, I've not really seen Simons all game. He's just a defensive midfield player, but he's on the edge of the 18-yard box. Good strike, decent save.
You'd expect Harry Tyra to save that as well.
Yeah, you would.
Still needed doing. Here's Garcia, he's fouled. Free kick, Everton. Just relieve a little bit of pressure. Give Everton a bit more time to settle and organise. Instructions being barked from the touchline. Garcia, scorer of the second Everton goal this evening. And what a good finish it was. That touch has let him down there. We'll have another chance and feeds it into the path of Tom Cannon, who's bearing down on the 18-yard box. Still, Cannon takes on Humphreys and forces a good save from the Chelsea keeper, low down to his right. Well struck by Tom Cannon again.
Yeah, he did well there, Ali. He really did. He was waiting for support. The support went on quick enough. Isaac Price, in fairness, was trying to get forward into the box to get up in support, but he's got him there. The defender's holding him, but he's got his strike away. It's a good save, near post by the keeper again.
Yep, he's had a good game, the Chelsea goalkeeper.
Yeah, we just see it again. Defender did well keeping him one way, but he saved it with his right leg, the keeper.
So corner Everton as they seek a third. The keeper punches away after it's sailed over everybody. And then the touch from Mills was not quite what he wanted. The ball's back with Campbell. And now the Everton goalkeeper thinks about going long, and that is the outcome. Up towards Cannon. Chelsea stood off him. He's on Yango. Whittaker finds Mills. Welsh. Well, Mills did well. Fended off his man and plays a good ball for Cannon. Just couldn't get it over the head of Humphreys. Here's Webster for Chelsea. Trying to spread the play, and he does it well for Harvey Vale. Out on the right-hand side for Chelsea. Vale's ball into the penalty area, takes a touch off Branthwaite and results in a Chelsea corner.
Yeah, but end-to-end this last couple of minutes. The game, it's becoming stretched. It was unlucky at the end. Mills trying to find Cannon again over the top. I think Mills has got a great attitude to wherever he plays on the pitch. Ali can play right back, right hand side, he can play centre midfield. You always get at least a 7 out of 10 performance from him wherever he plays.
So Chelsea's corner, Williams to take over the head of Vale, picked up by Humphreys, the skipper. No room for him to get a shot in. Everton defending numbers inside their own penalty area. Sent out wide again for Williams. Williams taking on Whittaker, and ball brought down and sent wide by Joshua Brooking. Wasn't too far away.
No, they've had more efforts on goal in this first 15 minutes of this second half than they did in the first 45. They obviously the two substitutes have made a hell of a lot of difference as well. I'm sure their coach Andy Myers has said to him, look, come on, we're 2 down, we've got to get out of this, we need to win games, we've got to press forward, and we've got to try and get forward as the ball as forward as we possibly can, and they've certainly come out with the intentions of doing that this second half.
Yeah, it wasn't too far away there, Brooking, from his first goal of the season. Ball's back with Bashir Humphreys, and here's Brooking. Williams gives it him back. Humphreys again. Chelsea still seeking a way back into this game, but they've certainly had a much more positive approach to the second half than they had in the first, and it's one that's much needed, I suppose, from their perspective, as Hall plays the ball inside for Webster. Straight at Harry Tyra, thankfully.
I think he should have just knocked it on one as well. Webster, all right, he's had a strike, he's in the middle of the goal. But if he just looked up to his right-hand side, I think it was the 7, I don't know, for Chelsea, on the far side, he could have just slipped him in. He's just there on his own. I'm thinking...
Yeah, I think it's Harvey Vale outside there on the... it was a chance.
We haven't started, I'm afraid, this second half. We've got to realise the importance of this game. We're two up. It's a must-win game for us. It really is.
Yeah,
I know they talk about it's not about
development.
Yeah, it's about development. But as a team, you don't want to be in this situation. You don't want to get relegated, and it is about results as it gets longer and longer.
Webster sends this free kick into the penalty area. Branthwaite's header is picked up by Chelsea and put into Humphreys and forces another save. Okay, a simple one for Harry Tyra, but again, Chelsea getting in.
Yeah, but Tyler Onyango there, I keep reiterating, he's got to do better, Al. He just let the boy go by him on the right-hand side far too easy and just clipped a ball in there. Show more desire to close the area down. Don't let people get crosses in.
It's Harvey Vale who's switched from left to right in this second half, and he's the one who's getting most of these deliveries into the penalty area. There's another one, and it results in another Chelsea corner.
I don't care what level you play at, your desire and to stop crosses, to defend properly has got to be right. You've got to put more urgency into defending, more energy into defending.
Stop the cross is the instruction. Here comes the Chelsea corner. Near post. Some confusion on the 6-yard line, some appeals from Chelsea, and the final effort from Dylan Williams over the crossbar.
Yeah, they're all shouting for an high foot in that penalty area. I think if it was in Premier League, it might be definitely looked at.
There'd be VAR on that.
They certainly would, which is another annoying.
But passer to the game,
it is an high boot, but I'm not sure.
He got a touch on the ball, didn't he, Campbell?
I'm not sure that was a penalty.
The referee didn't think so either. But Everton a bit loose in possession. Here's Onyango, played forward by Price. Through to the Chelsea goalkeeper though. Too much on it for Tom Cannon to pick up.
I think John Ebrill's seen that he needs a change, Al. There's somebody ready to come on that far side.
Yeah, shaking things up a little. John Ebrill, now the man in charge, following David Unsworth's decision this week to step down and move away from the club and try pastures new. Try and force his way into the managerial game. And we'll see where he hopefully pops up next. Everton waiting to make a change. Ball is with the Everton goalkeeper. We've had more than an hour of the game.
Yeah, I think we've been very fortunate not to concede a goal this second half as well. I think
it's belonged to Chelsea, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has.
And this will be the signal for the Everton change. First change of the evening from John Ebrill. Everton, we'll see who's making way here. Everton,
Charlie Whittaker it is.
Yeah, number 7, Charlie Whittaker, is to be replaced by Sean McAllister. So,
yeah, you can see by his reaction he's disappointed, he's frustrated. It's not his position out wide right. I'll give Charlie that. He's more valuable to the team when he plays inside, but he's been asked by John Ebrill to do a job on this right hand side for the team, and the team are leading 2-0, so it's certainly working. But I can understand it from his point of view that he doesn't want to play out right, but wherever you play, you're playing for Everton Football Club.
Yeah.
You play exactly.
Try and do the job.
If it means you've been selected in the 11, you put your shirt on and you play and you give your all. I'm not saying that Charlie hasn't tonight, but I know he's a far better player inside in that number 10 position than I knew he'd be starved of possession, stuck out wide on the right.
Well, there's a strong challenge from Bello, and he's going to get a yellow card for that on Rafael Garcia. there is a yellow card coming his way, and rightly so. Referee trying to sort the debate out. A yellow card. The Chelsea skipper's just gone across to have a word there, Humphreys, but there will be a yellow card shown in the direction of Tierno Ballo. The Austrian is booked. So Sean McAllister on for Everton as we get confirmation of this yellow card. Let's just have a look at the challenge before we tour Sean McAllister. Garcia nipped inside, and there was the lunging challenge from the Ballo.
I'm afraid that would have been a fair tackle in our day, Al. It really would. You wouldn't have got no booking or anything. I thought he won the ball, but you just can't get off your feet these days.
Yeah, once you follow through, that's it, isn't it? Here's Isaac Price for Everton, held up by Humphreys. Now Williams in the corner quadrant. Everton trying to take it from him. The referee gives a goal kick. So what can we expect from Sean McAllister, who's come on to replace Charlie Whittaker?
Yeah, he makes some intelligent runs. He's not afraid of receiving the ball in dangerous areas as well, Al. He accepts responsibility, but he's got plenty of energy.
So Everton leading by 2-0, and we're approaching the three-quarter mark of the game. Everton have been on the back foot for most of this second half. But the last few minutes just maybe reasserting a semblance of control. They've kept Chelsea out, more importantly, when the visitors were certainly on top. Here's Onyango, bringing in Branthwaite. First time ball for Price, and there's the layoff for Campbell. Better from Everton. Garcia trying to take on his man, and unable to get past him. Chelsea have it with Humphreys.
I tell you what, the Chelsea bench are not happy with Garcia. I don't know if he stood on the player when...
I think it's Williams over there on the far side who's been caught, has he, by Rafael Garcia?
You could see the Chelsea bench as well. I'm not sure whether Garcia's...
Let's have a look at this.
Stood on him once he's tried getting away.
He gets the ball. Well, we can't see too much in that, really.
I know the bench straight away, the Chelsea bench started shouting on.
Well, the referee just gives Chelsea possession back as we get underway again. 68 played at Goodison Park. Everton 2, Chelsea 0. 2 first half goals separating the sides at the moment. Everton's strikes from Tom Cannon on 32 minutes, and Rafael Garcia with a beauty as well in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Here is Cannon chasing this one, but Humphreys is there to cover and steer it back to his goalkeeper. A big 3 points on offer tonight, given the respective positions of these clubs coming into this game. Everton sitting in 12th and Chelsea in 13th in a 14-team league. Wow. Here's Lewis Hall. Tried to play in Haig, the other Chelsea substitute, but Mills dealt with it.
Yeah, he did well defensively there.
And he's got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stanley Mills made that intervention and has felt something himself there.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was the last game or the game before that Stanley Mills felt something and had to come off as well. I'm hoping it's not the same problem.
Well, he's back on his feet, tentatively at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's been carrying a little injury for a couple of weeks. But the kind of player he is, Al, he's a determined lad and he don't like to miss games.
Chelsea in possession of Webster finding Simons, who's fouled. A little nudge, and that was enough for the referee to blow his whistle.
Yeah, I think it was Isaac Price just trying to be a little bit too eager there, just on outside the 18-yard box. Gives an opportunity for Chelsea. About 22 yards out, would you say, Al?
Yeah, it's very central to goal, isn't it, really? But it's far enough away to get it up and over the wall, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You can see the Everton wall just being positioned inside the 18-yard box, just. A little nudge from Price there, and it was a free kick. Webster fancies it. So does Vale. Into the Everton wall, which did its job. And Webster's flick. Chelsea still have it. Hall finds Webster again. Into the 18-yard box he goes and fires one low dangerously into the 6-yard box.
Great defending.
Another Chelsea corner.
Great defending.
Branthwaite
near post.
Chelsea continue to knock on the door.
Yeah, you can see it coming. A goal for Chelsea.
Balls with Chelsea and Simons. Hall. Cross blocked. McAllister felt that. Winded slightly. He goes again. Simons drills that one cross field. It comes off Campbell and is picked up by Barlow. Vale, he's played it in for Barlow again, and that's more good defending from Everton, but they haven't quite got it away completely. And the shot comes in and takes a touch on the way, but Tyler prevents the corner.
Wow, how different is this second half to the first half? I just couldn't see this coming. You looked at Chelsea's performance first 45 and I thought, I can't see these scoring a goal. And I tell you what, since half time, it's been all Chelsea really.
And we're inside the final 20 minutes now and they've dominated really.
They have dominated.
Half.
They'll be so disappointed that they're not on the score sheet.
2-0 lead, Everton hold. And that is the verb at the moment as well. Everton holding on to the 2-goal lead. Is that a verb or an adjective?
That's high. Tyler Onyango there. He's
is he going to get yellow?
He's 6'4" himself. The boy's got his foot above his head, so
that's some doing.
We'll see it again here, Al. It was really, really high, the foot.
Oh wow! Yeah. That's dangerous play from Charlie Webster, I would say. Didn't receive a card for his dangerous boot. Garcia goes in search of this return ball. Williams is there. Garcia's persistence takes the ball out of play.
Yeah, he's done well to close the area down. Didn't allow the fullback to advance.
Shame he's had so many injuries, Garcia, because he certainly poses a threat each time he's on the ball. Here's Joe Haig. Played out by Bello, wide for Hall to deliver. Everton get the block inside the penalty area. Can they complete the clearance? Yes is the answer, as Mills plays it forward only onto the head of Brooking.
12 and 14, Hall and Haig have made a hell of a lot of difference. They really have. They've got on the ball and they've done ever so well down this left-hand side.
Yeah, they took off Rankin, the number 7, and switched the number 11, Harry Vale, over to the right. And yeah, they've made a big difference on this left-hand side.
Really have.
Here is Lewis Hall. And here's Haig. Into the penalty area, tried to advance, but Branthwaite stepped in to intervene. Chelsea come again though, and here's Sunsup Bell, still dangerously across the face of goal and hooked away from almost under the crossbar by Campbell.
Chelsea must be wondering, how have we not scored a goal? Dear me, again, far too easy. Got him behind, this time got him behind Stanley Mills there. I'm sure he's carrying a little injury at the minute. Tyler Onyango, he didn't really give Mills much support. He should have been behind him, telling him either show him inside or down the line, but no communication. He had no option, and again we've got away with one there.
Campbell hooking the ball off the line to Everton's relief. Garcia is receiving a bit of treatment here, as you can see. Taking some water on board. Chelsea players take the opportunity to get a drink with just over a quarter of an hour to play. Quarter of an hour for Everton to hold on. It's certainly been the case for half an hour of the second half.
We wouldn't have said that at half time, would we?
No
that
chance.
We'd be holding on to a 2-0 lead.
No, not at all. But that is the case.
Let's give a bit of credit. All right, we've not played so well this second half. We've not really got up the field. We've been defending most of the time. But let's give credit to Chelsea. They've come out second half. They've been positive. They've got our boys. They've got against our back four, and they've been by far the better team this second half.
It's the old game of two halves. We can use the phrase rather fairly in this case, although Chelsea have yet to find the back of the net. Let's hope it stays that way. Everton lead by 2-0. Ball played on by Hall for Haig. Hall again, supported by Simons here. Simons with the ball into the penalty area, looking for their main striker, Soon-Suk Bell, but Everton can clear, settle for the throw. Still inside the Everton half by some distance. And Yango trying to hold off Webster. And Welsh finds Branthwaite. Welsh just lofted that ball forward. Dobbin is there. And he's got the better of Brooking there. And still has it, Lewis Dobbin. Now he's fouled. The referee gives the free kick. I think he might have given it earlier.
Yeah, I think he did give it for the first one. Even though Dobbin got away from that one, he was fouled on the second one. But I think the referees pulled it back and give it for the first foul.
Yeah, the initial pull back there. So, free kick given for the first offence. Branthwaite trying to seek out Garcia. Everton forced back into their own half. Chelsea press. And back with Harry Tyra, who tries to find Mills, but over the head of the Everton right back. And here's another Chelsea change. Chelsea to make another change with Jaden Wareham to come on. Now, he's a man who will probably go straight up front. So, Everton are also preparing to bring on Luke Butterfield. Jaden Wareham has replaced Barlow. So we'll wait for that Everton change. Chelsea on the ball. Williams. Ball out of play again, might be the signal for Everton to make their second change of the night. Not quite yet. It's confirmation of that Chelsea change. Jaden Wareham is on, the 18-year-old striker, formerly with Woking. And we'll try and get Chelsea a goal and back into the game. Everton with a bit more defending to do. And we've said that quite often.
Yeah, we've certainly done a lot of that this second half.
Free kick then from Webster into the heart of the Everton penalty area. Branthwaite dealt with it. Here's Hall. Played wide for Vale. Vale's ball left-footed high into the penalty area, headed away by Mills. Only as far as Simons. Here's Webster. Everton trying to crowd him out. Simons again. Vale. Simons for Chelsea. There goes Harvey Vale. Wanted the ball on his left foot. He's not quite got it with his right, has he? He's
thankfully
predominantly left-footed.
Yeah. And well, it's been hard work for our boys this second half. It really has. We've hardly troubled the Chelsea keeper, and we're just ready to make a second substitution of the evening.
Well, I think he has got a problem there, Mills, as you say, Snods. And Butterfield is coming on. Luke Butterfield is his replacement.
Do you know what? I think he's had a niggling niggling injury for a couple of weeks now, and all credit that the boys turning out and playing, because I'm sure ideally he needs a bit of rest on the injury that he's got.
So Mills trudges off disappointingly, and Luke Butterfield is his replacement. Well, Stanley Mills may get a rest. Only 2 more games of the under-23 season remain after this. West Ham at home and Manchester City away, so we'll see. It'll be an Everton throw. Taken by McAllister. Here's Webster for Chelsea. Brings in Simons. Now Vale. Vale's little ball came off Campbell and goes behind for another Chelsea corner. And they persist in search of a goal to get them back in the game.
9 minutes to go. Can we defend this 2-goal lead?
Well, clean sheet wise, Everton have kept 3 at home this season. Can they make it 4? Corner, swung in. And the free kick is Everton's inside the penalty area, and the referee immediately blowing his whistle and calling the physios on after a clash of heads.
Let's hope that Elijah Campbell is great, because he's okay, because that's a great defensive header. That's so brave. He's facing the ball, he's running backwards, and he's got his header onto it. He's done terrifically well. He knew he was going to get clattered as well.
You're always likely to,
yeah,
aren't you?
Yeah, because you're facing the ball, Alan, you don't know what's behind you, and he's got to go and bravely defend that area, and he's done it terrifically. And he has got clattered by 2 Chelsea players, but that is such bravery in defending your goal.
And play held up for the treatment to the 2 players who collided inside the penalty area from that Chelsea corner.
Yeah, let's look that the 2 boys are okay, because that was great defending, and in fairness to the Chelsea attacker as well, he had nothing but his eyes on the ball to go and attack the ball.
So a few of the fans look on, maybe concerned for Elijah Campbell. 17-year-old is down, still receiving treatment. Been an opportunity for a few youngsters to get inside the stadium tonight and have
it's
a look
great.
at them.
I've been talking to 1 or 2 of them. They didn't have a clue who I were really, but they're calling me Snods. And I think they're only about 5 or 6 years old. So
your reputation goes before you.
I know.
You, Snods.
One lad came up to me and went, "How are you, Snods?" I'm thinking, how do you know who I am, son? 6-year-old. But no, it's great to see them in their Everton kits, cheering the boys on, and they're the future of our football club.
He's probably been on YouTube looking at some of your tasty challenges from many years ago, Snods.
I know somebody played back the Jasper Olsen one the other day.
Oh, I saw that.
Sent me on Twitter.
That. Yeah.
I can't believe I got a yellow card for that. Ridiculous tackle.
Just outside the penalty
yeah,
area.
He got the run on me. He was through, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to let him have it. Saying that, I should have left him Neville winning goal.
Of course.
He'd have been able to cope with that.
Yeah, it was a nice watch. Campbell's back on his feet, I'm pleased to say, and making his way around the back of Harry Tyrer's goal. Everton have not made a change. We're down to 10 men at the moment, so that would indicate he's going to come back on. But Everton are entitled to make another.
Yeah, I think the physios have given the word that he's fine. He'll be coming back on.
Always concerned when there's a head injury.
Yeah, it really is.
But Chelsea have it. And Everton still leading 2-0 inside the final 6 minutes, but there'll be a little chunk of stoppage time given the number of breaks in the second half we've had. And Chelsea still push for this goal to get them back in the game late on as Webster plays the ball forward. Breaks out for Hall on the far side, well, but for the challenge of McAllister. Chelsea throw. Campbell's back on the field. and Everton are back to their full complement. Here's Brooking. Williams had made that run down the right. Here he is, faced by Campbell, and the ball again behind for another Chelsea corner. A bit more defensive work for Everton to undertake.
Yeah, we saw the last corner kick how brave Campbell were. He won't want another one in that area where he's got to defend it.
He will if he has to.
How crowded is that 6-yard box?
It certainly is, and it's headed up into the air and not quite away yet for Everton. Here's Haig. Good feet from Joe Haig. Still has it. Chelsea still in possession. Humphreys sent back in. Well, the attempted ball in from Brooking. Now Haig just tried to dink that to the far post, I think, and he got it wrong, and it's behind onto the roof of Harry Tyler's net.
Yeah, in fairness, that's the first thing that Haig's done wrong, to be honest, since he's come on. We've just seen him dancing over the bald egg, showing great ability, great feet.
Well, it's the end of the night for Rafael Garcia, but he's done his bit this evening. A superb strike in stoppage time at the end of the first half to double Everton's lead, and he makes his way from the field, hobbling from the field of play. And Emilio Lawrence is his replacement.
Yeah, bundles of energy he's been this evening. Great finish for his goal, Everton's second goal. And yeah, I think we can be absolutely delighted with his performance. He's worked very, very hard.
Yeah, he has indeed. And got his goal. So, third and final change for Everton. Lawrence on, the 16-year-old.
I've seen this boy. This boy could be anything. He really could. He's got good pace. For him to be playing at 23 level, Alan, he's only 16. It shows what they think of him as well. I think he's involved with the England setup, and he looks a balanced footballer. He looks an athlete. The way he runs, he's got good ability.
Yeah, it's only his second appearance from the bench.
He's very quiet. I've seen him play. He seems a very quiet lad. That must be his nature.
Yeah, let his feet do the talking, eh? Here's Welsh at the back for Everton. Butterfield helps it on for Price. And back with Everton's keeper once more. Sent wide on this near side, the Bullens Road side of the ground towards Cannon, but the header was won by Hall. Now it breaks Cannon's way. Ahead of him is Lawrence. And Cannon plays it wide, and it didn't quite succeed in finding its way through to Lewis Dobbin.
It's just been one of them second halves where we've struggled to find as teammates with the ball.
It certainly has been a frustrating second half from that point of view, given what we saw in the first 45 minutes from Everton, but credit Chelsea, I think.
Yeah, absolutely credit Chelsea, and they've made it very, very difficult for our boys this second half, but the scoreline's still 2-0.
Yeah, here's Joe Haig trying to do something about that. His ball into the penalty area is met by the head of Campbell. Not afraid to put his head on it after his treatment for the head injury a few minutes ago. Everton just run the ball out of play as we head inside the final 90 seconds of the 90 minutes, but there will be stoppage time to play.
4? Do you reckon 4 added minutes, Al?
I might even go 5.
Would you? I'd always thought you'd go one more than me.
Doesn't mean
there's no prizes, Al.
Damn. Here's Brooking. Well, the majority of the second half has just been played inside the Everton half. And Chelsea still have it and continue to press. And here's Soonsup Bell firing it across the face of the 6-yard box. Nobody able to get a touch. And Everton will have a throw in. The final touch coming off Humphreys. Everton will just take their time over every set piece now, won't they, and slow it down as we head to stoppage time.
Yeah, they'll have had the shout off the bench how long's left, and they'll just hopefully now run the clock down.
Everton's throw, McAllister takes. Hooked away by Simons. Jared Branthwaite stepping in. Here's Tyler Onyango for Cannon. Cannon's ball looking for Lawrence. It is 5.
You're right. You've won a prize, Al.
Is that a free pint after the game or something? I've had a long day. Ball well cut out by Everton once more, and McAllister clears into no man's land really, but that will do.
No, I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Not at this stage of proceedings.
Correct.
Everton 2, Chelsea 0. Stoppage time at Goodison Park. That's been the venue tonight for the under-23s. You've been watching on Everton's official YouTube channel. And of course, official members can watch all the under-23 games live. And there are 2 more before the season concludes. Everton picking up 3 points, which would take them 7 points clear of Chelsea, who do have a game in hand. They have 3 to play after this. Brighton away, Blackburn away, and Tottenham at home to be confirmed. They don't have a date for that one yet. Right, free kick Chelsea. Everton defend again inside their 18-yard box. Webster's delivery. It's deep, and Tyra had to put it over the crossbar and behind for the corner.
Yeah, I don't think Webster was aiming for the goal. I think he was just trying to bend one in, cause problems in and around that 6-yard box, but it had Harry scrambling to, and he had to, tip it over the crossbar.
Yeah, he was backpedaling. He had it under control. Corner, Chelsea. Near post corner, it's a poor one, and easily put into touch. The Chelsea goalkeeper I'm just looking at here, trying to get involved from the halfway line almost. He's had virtually nothing to do in the second half. Well, he made one good save from Tom Cannon, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right, but that's the only thing really he's had to do second half.
And there's more defending for Everton here. The ball stays in play. Sunsuk Bell has it. Turns, faced by Cannon. Everton with plenty back behind the ball, and they picked it up with Lawrence here, although he's halted in his tracks. Williams gives it inside for Haig. Haig, who's got good feet, but too many blue jerseys for him to contend with here. And now Lewis Dobbin plays it in for Lawrence. He might just get there before the keeper. He will. Lawrence can really finish it. Saved by Bergstrom. Everton almost had 3.
Yeah, good counter-attack. That's the only chance really, bar for Tom Cannon's, that we've had this second half. Great little ball from Dobbin into Lawrence there. Do you know what? In fairness, I expected him to go on and finish that, but the keeper stuck a leg out, done well. But I'm sure you'll not see this corner going to the penalty box. I think they'll I think they'll keep it there. I think it'll be a short corner.
Yeah, Dobbin and Price have gone across to just play the ball between them, because there are just a couple more minutes of stoppage time to play. Everton will feel the job is done as they try to win another corner, but the referee points for a goal kick. So the final throws here at Goodison Park. Goal kick played short by Chelsea. Now Charlie Webster. Humphreys. Lewis Hall. Plays that ball in behind, looking for the run of Joe... I was going to say Joe Haig, but it's Jaden Wareham who'd made that run into the box. And Everton see it behind for the goal kick, and I think the job is almost done. So.
Yes, it really has. That first half performance has won them the game. 2 terrific finishes, and they've been holding on this second half. I think Branthwaite's been very, very solid at centre-back. But overall, I know we'll go into a bit more detail when the final whistle goes. I think the coaching staff will be delighted with the result, but second half they have had to work, our boys in blue.
Certainly have, but they've done the job effectively so far and kept Chelsea out. We're inside the final minute of stoppage time here at Goodison Park, and the ball is back with the Chelsea goalkeeper, Lucas Bergstrom, the 19-year-old from Finland. And that's good play by Harvey Vale, who's pulled back, and that will be a free kick and a yellow card as well for Campbell.
Yeah, exactly. Take one for the team there. He got beat and was thinking, I don't care how late it was in the game, you're not going forward.
Chelsea throw the ball again to the edge of the Everton penalty area. Picked up now by Lewis Hall. Tyler Onyango trying to win it back for Everton. Now Joe Haig for Chelsea. Haig's ball into the Everton penalty area again. Branthwaite is there doing his bit. Breaks for Simons. Now Vale. And that's another good block by Campbell.
Great.
Superbly done.
Yeah, great defending. That's the desire to stop a cross coming in. Elijah Campbell there thought, well, he's going on the outside of me. I've got to get a tackle in to prevent it going in the 6-yard box, and he certainly did that.
So this should be the final play of the game. The corner from Chelsea, taken by Williams, and Everton deal with it once more and keep a clean sheet to claim all 3 points here at Goodison Park, thanks to a first half performance that saw them dominate in terms of opportunities created, and they struck on 32 minutes from Tom Cannon a fine, emphatic finish that no goalkeeper would have saved before Rafael Garcia doubled Everton's advantage in stoppage time at the end of the first half, and all that after Lewis Dobbin had seen a penalty saved on 12 minutes. Everton getting the better of Chelsea by 2-0 in a game of 2 halves.
Yeah, it certainly was. First half performance certainly won them the game. Two, as you said, 2 great finishes by the boys, and first half performance, no complaints. I'm sure we could have been 3 or 4 up in that first half, but then totally different second half. Chelsea came out with the attitude, we've got to get back into this game as quickly as possible, and probably dominated all the second half. How we kept a clean sheet, I don't know. Chelsea must be walking off thinking, how have we not at least scored a goal, because they did everything they possibly could. Some good defensive performances, especially from Branthwaite, which you would expect with his experience of playing in the first team. But overall, it was the result that mattered. So important that we got this result, and we've come away 2-0 victory, and it sets a little gap now that Chelsea have got to win every one of their games that they've got left out. That's without us winning a game as well.
Well, Everton do have another couple to play, as we've said, West Ham and Manchester City. So Everton getting the better of Chelsea by 2-0. Let's have a look at the main highlights from the game that secured Everton the 3 points. Here's the first. What a ball over the top for a splendid run that Tyler Onyango had made, and his vision and awareness was superb to pick out Tom Cannon. And what about that? Yeah,
great ball over the top, great run. It's a great well-worked goal. It really is. The ball over the top, Onyango's run and his little back heel into the path, which I'm sure Tom Cannon's given him a shout as well. And it's a great finish. No keeper's saving that.
First time finish of superb accuracy and power.
Yeah, the keeper had done really well. He'd pulled up a couple of good saves before that one, but he had no chance whatsoever. And here we see Stanley Mills keeping the ball. He's done ever so well. He's got through about 3 or 4 Chelsea players. Ball's come, he's just shifted it to his right hand side, seen that far corner and thought, right, bit of a gap there, and it's a great finish by Garcia.
Yeah, half a yard, look at that.
Yeah, I thought he did well, Garcia. He showed plenty of energy. It's a great little finish, and lovely
celebration as well.
Lovely little celebration. Don't know what it was all about, but I'm sure he's got a reason.
He picked his spot there, didn't he? He knew exactly where he wanted to hit it, and he executed it to perfection. So all credit on his first start as well for the under-23s this season. He's had those injury problems, but superbly taken, and wasn't he delighted?
And you couldn't see no way back for Chelsea after that first half performance, but in all fairness, I thought they'd give it a right good go. I thought Harry Tyre had to pull off about 3 or 4 decent saves. We had some blocks in the 6-yard box that were so important, and all credit to Chelsea.
Was this his best save? I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. I really, he's got through the legs. He's seen it late as well, and he's parried it out good distance as well.
Here's the final chance that Everton had, really. Tom Cannon forcing the keeper into another smart save.
That's probably our only chance second half, to be quite truthful. But overall, that scoreline says it all. Everton 2, Chelsea 0. That's the most important thing. When you're both down there battling for points, it's who gets the points, and thankfully we've come away with all 3 tonight.
Job done. Thanks very much. Enjoyed your company as always.
Thank you, Al.
Sods.
My pleasure.
Brilliant from myself, Alan Owen, and Ian Snowden. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the outcome. I'm sure you have, because Everton have beaten Chelsea by 2-0.
Dropping up, are we?